He's perfect.
No.
He's perfectly wrong.
Perfectly fucking
Fine.
stupid.
He might be wrong.
You
but
know
he's
what?
Perfect.
I'm not even going to clap this time because you know what I'm going to start with? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom!
What the fuck? Oh my God.
Wildly Uninteresting Podcast, episode number 138 with Adam, Ian, and Sarah.
Oh, you gonna say without somebody?
No.
Without anybody.
Welcome back.
Motherfuckers.
awesome.
We don't
Welcome to the
need
show, man.
Anybody.
You
Yeah,
should start it that way every time.
Unfortunately, man, we don't have somebody, but that's not a problem. It's not a
Maybe
big problem.
unfortunately.
The
Now we
cat's
don't have
here.
to. Now we don't have to listen to their
the cat's
bullshit.
Yeah, I was just saying now we're, there's
I'm
no...
interesting. It's all of our guests.
The
We
kitty
haven't-
king. Look at me.
Like no one cares about the cat but me.
Yeah, nobody
She's
does.
awesome
Jax.
and
And one
present.
person
She's the
on the
first
comments.
person I say hi to when I
Yeah.
get here.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One
she's the
person on the
best
comments
guest.
like her, so that's probably good or something.
Or something.
Brought to you by Mike's Peppers.
That's right.
Peppers from Mike.
Those are hot.
These are made by a gentleman that is evading the FBI. No, I'm just joking. He's not evading. Yo, you know what they told me?
Perfectly
So
compliant.
They just can't find him.
they just don't know where he
Right.
went. Something that's funny that he told me the other day when I was talking to him, I was picking up these peppers, is that every now and then the FBI shows up in like his driveway, and they just sit there. They don't do anything. They're just sitting, like two people chilling in an unmarked vehicle.
He should take them lemonade.
No shit,
like
bro.
they like him and they just want to do paperwork in his driveway. Like,
driveway.
let's go hang out with Mike.
Your
That's
driveway has a really good aesthetic to it.
Yes.
Helps me get stuff done.
I don't know. I only found this out through like all this stuff that was going on, and I'm not trying to like put his stuff out there. Definitely not. But these are just like common facts of the FBI when they charge you with something and they lock you up for that thing, waiting for court. It is very secretive. Like the place that you are housed, they don't tell you that the person even exists. They can't even tell you that they exist or that they're there or what they're charged, like anything. They just deny that that person is a person.
Yeah.
That's so.
How effective is that?
I don't understand why it's like that. I think even their court proceedings, like nobody's allowed in to see the court proceedings because it's federal.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works. But I do know when I rode up there and I asked the lady, I was like, look, I looked the dude's name up. He's here. She's like, well, I can't tell. I don't know if he is or not. I'm like, he's here and stuff like that. She was like, I'll tell you this, that a lot of people asked about him. And I was like, yeah, that's the guy I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Can I drop something off somebody? She's like, no, but you can get on the internet and maybe you'll figure out how. So it was just all like cloak and dagger, weird bullshit.
Sounds
from
like
the
some
federal
Gestapo shit.
Doesn't it though? Like I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, you're not housing. This dude walked in for 2 minutes and walked back. You're not housing somebody that like,
Yeah, he didn't
Slapped
set
the
fire
president.
to the fucking place.
yeah, so
Probably
weird,
should
man.
have.
No shit. Like if you're gonna get chastised as much as he is at this point, like, don't you wish you would have done something? And in my opinion, like if I got in trouble for jaywalking and I went to jail or whatever, but I was jaywalking to get to a place I was gonna rob, then I should have just murdered somebody before the jaywalk.
That's very extreme.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying.
Well,
like I'm not gonna go to jail for
I
nothing.
do.
He's
but
right.
I get what you're saying, but there's like a bigger picture.
Yeah.
You can get like full-on charges and have your entire rest of your life impacted.
Yeah.
Or you can get very minor things that nobody gives a fuck about.
I was thinking jaywalking. That just sounds like he's walking around with a joint.
Yeah.
And so maybe you should have been
Jaywalking.
high while you
Smoking
were
in
doing it
public.
instead of murdering.
Murder. Speaking of murder, to the people listening,
Jesus
hey, could you
Christ.
like, share, and comment? Just want, like, you don't even have to like it. Hit the dislike. It fucking helps us out.
What's so hard about hitting a like?
I don't, and it's on their phone. I don't understand this.
I forget to do it all the time. I watch videos constantly, and I
Yeah.
very rarely hit the like
I know.
button.
I do all the
forget.
time now because I ask so many people. I'm like, well, I can't be that asshole that doesn't do it for
I
somebody. right?
tried, but
I generally do it if something like specific in the video like makes me laugh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or if there's like a human moment to where I'm like, oh man, okay, that's off script.
Yeah.
Yeah.
with all the
That's
love
rare.
lines that I
That's
listen
real.
to, there's like 17 likes on all of them. There's
Yeah.
nothing at all,
Nothing.
and I don't remember to like it. I think about how few likes are on it all the time, and I never
Yeah.
remember to like it.
No.
Yeah. Well, that's
Not like it's
something
going
too.
anywhere anymore.
Yeah, I know.
I will say that I'll give them this: that liking it does mess with the videos that you get to view in the future. So liking it adds it to a list of yours that, oh, you like this video, so you must like these other trash videos. So if they group us with other trash podcasts, which I'm sure they probably do, then now that person's overran with trash podcasts that they're like, well, fuck. Like, and then,
Right.
so I guess that could be
Yeah.
an indicator. You know what I mean?
Could be an indicator.
I will say though, fuck those people because this is not a
What
trash
people?
podcast. You know,
The
people.
ones that may or may not have grouped us in with other podcasts that may or may not be trash.
I feel like we're working for the FBI right now.
I know.
We're not saying it, but we're saying it.
Hell yeah.
No, dude.
I'd work for the FBI.
I'd love it.
Yeah,
They'd have to approach me. I'm not putting in an app.
dude.
Like
we
they-
were watching
you're
something
so
about
good.
a spy that released the stuff about the P tape on Donald Trump, and I forget his name was like Eric something or Chris something or whatever, right?
Right?
So he was like before he joined as a spy for MI6 or M16 or
It's
MI6.
MI6.
Yeah, before he joined with them, bro.
Mission Impossible 6.
He fucking answered a ad in the back of like some paper or magazine or something. It was just a stupid ad. Was like, we're looking for people like fresh out of college or whatever. And he answered the ad, and they were like, "Oh, are you willing to travel overseas and learn a new language?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." And they were like, "All right, you're the man for the job." And lo and behold, he turns into a spy years later because that was what the job was. Do you
Yeah.
mind being a fucking spy, James Bond?
Yeah. That's how they used to do things, though.
Ow.
They did it in the.
What the fuck?
I'm
I
losing
know.
it, man. I'm sorry.
But they put things in the classifieds. That's how you communicated with people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have to
It's
do it
so weird.
secretly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But why wouldn't you like? Because I know they talk about that school like Bush went to and shit, where they had like the skull and crossbone place, and
Yale.
they would jerk off on the coffin and stuff, and
Yeah.
and suck each other's balls and stuff to get
Yeah.
in. That kind of thing. You think that a person would come from that instead of an ad in the back of the paper? They're like, look, you jerked off the best on the pod or on the coffin, so you're the guy.
Yeah, but those
You're
people
the-
are running the world.
Yeah.
They're the face of it.
Oh, so
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, the elite jerk offs.
What are you talking about? What is it?
Oh, it's
I have no idea where he
it
came
was
from.
a like a secret society.
He's spewing all sort of nonsense. He's talking about the skull and bone people.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I got the hyperbole, but I didn't
Oh,
understand
yeah.
where he actually came from. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's
It's
like
rich in hyperbole. I'm with that. But what are you doing?
there's like stories of them masturbating on a coffin with somebody like a new recruit inside the coffin, but it has like a glass top, so something weird like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works.
That's
Like, is it
crazy.
jizz or is it icing? I don't know.
I wonder if there's people
a
around the
bunch
world that are like,
of
I want to be a
with
part of this,
icing.
so I'm going to jerk off on my own coffin. I'm going to do it like so. They probably put it out there as a joke. Like, we just want to see people jerking off on coffins, so let's just say we did this.
Yeah.
And then other people will practice because they want to be good at it by the time they get here. So you got a bunch of,
How do you get good at jerking off on a coffin?
I don't know.
I
Like-
do it a lot.
Like, what is it that makes you good about it? Is it accuracy, distance,
Amount.
load amount?
Yeah, there's many factors.
And it
Many
has to make a noise when it hits. Like,
Yeah.
The louder the
Yeah.
if you can make it do like a you're president.
I've been eating peanuts for a week. That's why it did that.
So I got a super question for you. I got a super question. What's
What?
your opinion? All right, I'm just gonna say this.
question.
So I don't
Yeah.
remember which one's yours, but is this one yours? Let's try that.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
look at
don't
that.
know.
So okay, here's my question. Right,
Yes.
Joe Rogan. Of course, everybody knows that they compiled a video of him saying the N word like multiple times in a row on multiple different podcasts, early and late. So my question is, do you agree with the fact that he come out and like got out in front of it and apologized and succumbed to cancel culture and what they wanted from him? Or do you think he should have just backed off and been like, look, fuck y'all. You're not going to cancel me. You're not going to, pull my stuff out of context. How do you feel about it?
I feel like it's the kind of thing it's good to get out in front of.
Mm.
Yeah. It's and it's not so much succumbing to cancel culture as much as it is, yeah, I did that. Sorry. I know it's going to bum some of you guys out.
For sure.
And, yeah.
Do you think they'll respect him more for that? Or do you think they'll be like, yep, see, he apologized?
No, it
admitted
doesn't matter.
No.
It's going to be all kinds of things. Some people are like, yeah, way to go, Joe Rogan. And then.
Yeah, anyone who's going to take anything out of context and try and get someone in trouble shouldn't exist on the planet. That's all I'm saying.
You know, I think, too, it plays into people's...
That's some bitch nigga shit.
That is, for real.
I feel like it plays into people's psychology of, like, they didn't make it as far as they wanted in life, so they do blame people, especially, like, higher-up famous people, right? And so now there's a large group because there's more people on the earth that feel left out or left behind. So they go after top figures like that just to have some sort of control over their life.
Yeah,
or
rather than try to do better themselves, they drag other
tear
people
that other
down.
person
Well, I
down.
mean, once you realize you can't do any better with your life, then what
It's
else
a
are you gonna
rough
do?
one, yeah.
It.
I'm
You
at
know-
the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
I'm
think-
too cowardly to kill myself.
I think I told Sarah that the other day. I was like, I definitely think about killing myself often, but I don't think I'm man enough to do
Rightfully
it.
so, yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think it's actually there. Like, I don't think it would have to be a weird
I
situation.
don't think to say you're not man enough is crazy. That has nothing to do with it. I
Not
think
like
it's-
not man enough.
It
Just,
definitely doesn't. Because there's so many ways that you could do it, and you wouldn't even notice that you died. So it's got
Yeah.
nothing to do with
Well,
quote unquote being a man. It has to do with
no,
you
I'm not
really,
saying man. That is a metaphor for saying that I
Oh.
don't have the balls to do it.
No, he
Right.
said it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm
well,
arguing
I'm just
with him.
thinking, like, in terms of if there's an afterlife, like, unless you're positive that there's not, who knows what kind of effect that'll have on you.
Oh
Right.
yeah, man.
So it takes balls to not give a fuck about the possible
unknown.
eternity that you could be facing.
Okay, I could agree
Yeah,
with that.
that fear, the unknown. I think that holds a lot of us back. It didn't hold the people back when they first came out with like Christianity and shit, and they were like, slaves, listen to this like Christian world that you're gonna work towards and blah blah blah. And they were like, fuck that, we're killing ourselves now to get there. So they had to implement something.
Well, there was slavery long before that.
Right.
So, I mean, it was just a product of the time. It's like, here, be kind to these people. It's like, hey, don't beat the people that make $15,000 a year.
Yeah, I got you.
It's like,
Yes,
yeah.
please. It's the only way we can get them to stop beating
Yeah, I
these
mean,
people.
Like in the
No
future,
shit.
like if we have universal basic income to where like everybody has like a living
Oh yeah.
situation going on, we'll look back on times like this and like, how dare you let people not have enough to have popsicles
Right.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
All the
So,
Kit Kats they
it's
want.
just a matter of progress and getting there.
Yeah.
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 I'm man, every time the universal basic income gets brought up, I'm so for it. The only thing that bugs me is I think that the only people that should obtain that is the people that are like working a 40-hour work week or whatever, are putting in work and doing something with their
Yeah,
life.
there should definitely be an
Yeah.
hourly minimum.
Even if it's like, 25 hours a week is the cutoff or whatever, and you get a certain
Yeah.
amount, like 25 hours is pretty acceptable because
I
you
think-
only like make 3 hours out of your day is the most productive while you're working.
Well, I mean, I think a component of the universal basic income is because there are more people than there are jobs. It's like instead of here, we don't have anything for you to do. Here, stay alive. It's
Oh,
it's
so
not like
just
here.
keep
This
them
is
alive.
this is for helping further humanity's cause. It's just we've reached a point to where we don't need everybody to do shit,
Yeah.
but we also don't want to amass dying.
Yeah, a mass dying or a mass like, oh, we're bored, so we're just going to start committing crimes.
Right.
Kind of like they're doing in like California, where
What?
they're not like charging them anymore for stealing. And shit.
okay, yeah.
So
What kind of world is that?
it's
Crazy.
it's
a
awkward.
crazy world.
It's weird to see that they don't lock them up and stuff, but I think that's what, like you said, that's what happens when a massive group of people they're not held accountable, and it's a certain sense of boredom. We've become a welfare state, so a lot of people can make it still and be complete trash. It kind of like takes care of the weak and the people who are like corrupting the world. So what are they going to continue to do if you keep, letting them out of jail?
Like the
or-
rich aren't corrupting the
Oh
world.
yeah. But
Come
in a
on.
different way, in a
Yeah.
in a weird,
They're definitely
grimy
doing their
way.
own shit for sure.
But
Well,
I don't know.
I don't know. The whole thing with like California. Which
Every
I know-
time I just hear California.
California.
I hear the da, na, na, na in my ahead. Okay.
Yeah, that one.
That was good. If you like that song, give us a call. But the whole thing with California, which I know is not exactly what we were talking about, but just shows that they need to take care of drug addiction, because that's what it is. They're like, all these drug addicts are robbing people, so let's just not give them sentences. I don't know what they were thinking with it.
No, I don't know.
You need to help addiction, and these people, you won't have as many people robbing and walking away and everyone being like, well,
I think it was an a very like morbid overcrowding, like not morbid over it, but it was like cruel and unusual overcrowding in the California jail system or correction system. So they had to do something because of a massive amount.
What's India doing right?
All the more reason to not lock people up for being drug addicts. Get them fucking help. I swear to God, it's a big problem.
It's wild that they're allowing all this crime to go rampant and all this drug addiction to go rampant and shitting and pissing in the street. And yet they have the highest tax rate of any state. They have the highest tax rate, and they don't help the people there. So they're asking the rich, oh, well, pay the highest taxes out of any state to live here, but you could get robbed, and we don't.
And we're not going to
charge them. Can't do nothing.
I'll just get a gun. You
Right.
can't have a gun. We're anti-gun too.
Isn't that weird? So ass backwards.
I'll
it's like
move to Texas.
Yeah.
Why
not?
It's so fucking crazy.
And you get the death penalty
Scorpions.
there too. Scorpions.
I know change takes time.
I like it.
I love the idea. There'd just be a bunch of black market scorpion breeders.
Yeah, dude.
They'd be crazy.
I don't care about guns and the death penalty, but if I see a scorpion, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm fucking
doing it.
moving tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't know though, man. People say that California blazes a trail for the rest of the world. So eventually the rest of the world will catch on. I don't know about the Bible Belt because they're pretty steadfast in their beliefs and all that shit.
We're all so fucking stupid.
Blazing a trail to the 100s.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it makes you wonder, like, if that's true, like,
Yes.
it makes you a little worried about how the world's going to work eventually. But it's from our own doing, I believe, because they shut out those people and they, it's a welfare state and we take care of the weak and all that. Like, I think it's a culmination of a lot of things. It's not one thing.
I feel like we're in the process of trying to make changes. Change just takes a really long time. And they're like, well, let's try this and see how it works. Granted, not charging people for, robbing motherfuckers is stupid.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they're trying something different because whatever they were doing before was not working either.
Right.
Yeah.
Granted or granted?
Yeah.
I don't see why we don't just
Granted.
stop trying to pave the way and listen to countries that already do things better.
I know, man.
No, well, we're just right. That's what that's about.
This is America.
My God.
We won World War I and World War II and the Civil War.
I like
And
that.
the Civil
I don't know
War.
if it's Britain or the Europe, but they have like drinking fountains that have like clean water, and they provide like the bottle for the people to get their own water, and then they provide food and shit. So like everybody's allotted the things that will keep them alive and happy and healthy. And their society seems a lot better. I mean, and
But they also have pretty strict immigration policies.
right. So,
Which is why they're the devil.
oh, are you saying that like as you're fucking with
I'm
me?
saying that as a dumb shit American. All these other countries, they have it so great, but we cannot close our borders.
We can't.
Everybody
No.
can come here.
Somebody tell me, which is so weird to fucking, I don't know what's right, and what's
Illegal.
actually proven and shit like that, but they're saying that they're taking a lot of illegal immigrants from the border and they're transporting them to different states around the U.S. to kind of spread them out, give them a plate, whatever. And
Yeah.
I don't know how true that is, but maybe it is, maybe it
Say
isn't.
moderately.
Yeah. I don't know why that would be a bad thing. They definitely work the jobs that your ass ain't gonna work. Not you, but
No,
the
I won't
person
work them.
complaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, they work the shit jobs. They do the shit jobs, and they do it with a smile on their face. So what are you complaining about?
That's right.
Just the fact that they're around.
Yeah,
Yeah, motherfuckers are just
probably right.
mad.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's it. They're just hateful for no reason.
Plus, they're also horribly uninformed.
Oof.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, man, the government's just paying for their life here.
Oh
You
yeah.
know?
Dude,
It's got to be good with tortillas and And rice all the time.
All the time. Free tortillas and rice.
Tortillas and rice are awesome.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome.
I
Throw some
fucking
tomatoes on that shit.
there's what am I thinking of? Shit.
Jizzing on
Oh,
coffins.
the horribly like misinformed. There's something that I've always thought. I don't know how true this is, but they said that when like a Muslim immigrant or a Mexican immigrant comes over, they start a business. They don't have to pay taxes on that business for 10 years, right?
Right.
I don't know how true that is, but I've always believed it just because somebody that I felt at the time was like, their information was good. Like I've just always believed it. And I think that a lot of people are that way. They hear it from a source that they believe at the time, and it's never proven any differently, and they just refuse to hear any other information because they're like, that person, I trusted it.
Plus, why look it up? They already have the information they need.
Right.
that
Yeah. I
person,
mean,
yeah.
like if you tell me something, or if you tell me something, I trust both of you. I mean, unless it just sounds outlandish, then even then, though, I might believe you.
Atlantis has risen.
Yeah. I mean, dope. Where? We gotta go.
Oh, it's on land now.
It's on land.
That's all I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Land. No, I don't know, man. I think people, it's the same reason why a predominantly white neighborhood will freak the fuck out if an African American person moves into that neighborhood. It's the same thing. Like they feel it.
racism.
Yeah, it's blatant racism. I think that people try to cover it up by saying I'm not racist. I have black friends or I have Mexican friends or whatever. But when it comes down to it, bro, you're more than likely lightweight racist.
Well, and I
Wow.
think really it's more about having
To a degree.
not experienced people who are different than
Different,
you. Yeah.
yeah.
So if you've spent your whole life with only people that look like you might be nervous about somebody.
Because I'm thinking like whenever you were a fat white kid in a black area,
Yeah.
Yeah.
did you view those black people as racist?
No. Yeah, no.
Do you think that people could view them
Oh, yeah.
as racist for beating up on the white kid?
For sure.
All right.
Yeah.
And that's like when I went back down to coach that team and they would call me white ass cracker. I mean, you're talking about like 7 and 8 year olds.
Yeah,
like
dude.
white ass cracker or honky.
Honky, yeah.
Honky was
It's
another one I
best to
got
just
called.
get comfortable with it.
Oh yeah. dude. And I thought, I was like, yo, that's very young to, and you know, that would be right around the age I was in elementary as well.
I'm the baddest ass cracker you'll ever meet, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Not me in.
Dude, not once. And I did have family that were blatantly racist. Blatantly, right? And I never once thought like, oh, they don't like me because I'm white. I always thought that it was because I was fat or that I was doing something wrong or that my family life at home was causing this ill effect in school or maybe the way I talked.
A lot of people think that they're not liked because they're fat.
Yeah.
But it's just because they have a terrible personality.
Absolutely. I think if
Probably
people
have a
could
list,
really
too.
get that in their head, I mean, there
It is
are,
bad.
of course, people that don't like others because of their race or religion or
Right.
anything else that's, controversial.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it's just your personality
Yeah, I
is
feel-
garbage.
Most of the time, like I would say the majority of people that hate you for whatever reason you think they hate you, that's not a majority of people.
Yeah, no.
There's like 3 people
Yeah.
that hate you because you're an idiot.
They're like, I only know 6. It's half of them.
right?
I'll say that it as I grew up and got into like high school and shit, because I carried those burdens with me throughout like life, especially when I was developing. And then I get into high school, and I found people that actually like that they enjoyed my company, I enjoyed theirs. I later found out that more people liked me than didn't, and I always felt, even though it was proven differently, I always felt that in school I just had to try very hard to have friends because nobody liked me as a person or whatever. But I think I learned that through the way I grew up, the family life stuff, all that shit that I took on myself. I think that played over. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think we build those as we're like younger. But then some people, like you all, for instance, I'll take this. For you all, for instance, like your dad and your mom let you be exactly who you want to be. They also, if you had
Unless we wanted to dye our hair.
right,
Which was so weird.
but
Which we both did.
yeah, but they allowed you generally to be who you wanted to be, and then if you had likes or dislikes, they allowed you to express those and do them. And then as you were, so you never had that adversity of like hate.
Right.
Or hate in the house, or hate
It was a
at
very
school.
stable and safe environment to be
Yeah.
what we were.
And I think that more so like the mom and dad shit like that, the drink, the pills. So it just doesn't create a good place for a child to think correctly about themselves.
The example, I hope
Plus
you're okay
our
with
parents
me.
aren't completely stupid.
Yeah. The example you gave me that time, we were talking about doing math, just basic math. He said he was doing math homework, working on multiplication tables.
Oh, yeah.
And he was having a hard time getting it, and she started yelling at him.
Like berating.
Yes.
Not just yelling,
Not
berating.
just like, get it. Like, no, like,
Why
you're a
don't you
fucking
help
idiot.
me, you bitch?
Dude, yeah.
Yes, like, so
I
of
still
course.
remember the answer was 11, and I knew the answer by like midpoint. I knew the answer, but I was so nervous that I couldn't say it because I was scared that like, I would get whooped or whatever. Like I never said it, and then she finally, like after a long period of time of yelling and going back and forth, watching me cry and shit, I was like 11. Like I knew the answer, but I've realized that even like tests that I take now, or when I'm giving an answer to a customer, I get that overwhelming feeling of, oh shit,
That
I could
anxiety,
be wrong.
for sure.
Yeah.
That's why I always think people are gonna sue me or fucking be mad at my work. Same thing. I think.
Yeah, it's the
I'm
importance.
not a psychologist.
No, the importance of a stable environment and one that's loving and warm and
So
welcoming.
important.
Oh my God, it's got to be the most important thing. I know it's like
hell yeah.
a conversation that people have is which is more important, but it has to be at least 60% of it.
At least, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you raise a brainiac in a terrible part of town that's getting berated by parents and people on the street,
Yes.
that's because I mean it's I think Jordan Peterson has talked about like you can easily lower somebody's IQ based on like diet and surroundings and all this other shit, but it's really hard to raise it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we don't tear your kids down.
Yeah.
Don't tear your neighborhoods down.
Yeah,
Don't tear your people down.
Yeah, rise up. Support one another.
Yeah.
Support, please.
Yeah, support would be nice, but
Yeah,
whatever.
I guess some people
It's
are
like,
just
hey,
incapable.
let's stop hate. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Let's stop
sure.
war. Yeah, let's do
Sounds
that.
so easy.
Yeah. So whatever. Keep living your life as you are.
No.
No. I learned something interesting the other day.
What's that?
That William Shakespeare was probably not
doesn't
William
matter.
Shakespeare.
Huh? Sorry, I interrupted. It
No,
was
it's fine.
or he wasn't?
Yeah, William Shakespeare was probably not William Shakespeare. It was
Really?
like there was a guy whose name was William Shakespeare who was the son of a glove maker
Yeah.
who his parents were reasonably considered illiterate, and his literacy was questioned. So I mean, he became a guy that was like an actor, and like would put his name on scripts because like he would fish them out, and like he was presenting it.
Yeah.
But there's a case to be made that the guy that was actually William Shakespeare was Edward de Vere. He was like the Earl of Oxenford.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like there are all kinds of clues and shit.
Damn, that's cool.
And that's I sent Adam a video, but it was like the innumerable genius of John D or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like there's this dude, he has a YouTube channel, and he's like the head of some Edward de Vere society or whatever.
Yeah.
And like in Shakespeare's sonnets, like it connects the idea to like Jesus, and he's represented with like the I and the X, and so it's like, all right, well that's whatever, but then like 1-9, so you lay out sonnets in 19 columns, and you put a letter in each thing. It makes shapes and shit within that, like
Really?
there are like anagrams and shit, and it is fucked.
Yeah, dude.
There's one particular thing, like on the left side of it, it makes like a mirror image of Westminster Abbey, where he's supposedly more than reasonably buried.
Yeah.
And like it's an actual the shape
like
it
a
makes
map.
is the fucking like where he is.
Wow.
And on his like tombstone or whatever, like his thing that was erected to where he supposedly is, has like 3 names like coded, and the order of the names that are coded is like the order that they're buried.
Why would they do that? I mean, it's dope.
Because it's awesome.
It's definitely, that's how I want to be buried, just so you know. But yeah, that's, intricate.
Yeah, because it's like the learned people will know what's going on, and the idiot masses are gonna think, oh yeah, Shakespeare. Let's go here, because like on the thing, like one of his monuments to him or whatever, there's like, you can read it as double meaning, to where it's like your genius was but a page, and with the idea that he put his name, like actual William Shakespeare, like the dude, not the writer.
Yeah.
He wrote his name like on the front page, and they're like, it's but a page. And then the actual writer guy, they're like, you genius, it was but on a page.
Yes.
You know, like it outweighs
Hell
the shit.
yes. Dude,
And
that is cool.
That shit just, I'm obsessed with it. So like, I'm going to go home and watch more shit, but it is fucking wild.
Look at you getting into clues and shit.
I love it.
Having a good time with it.
It's a great time.
Yes.
It was between watching that or Joe Rogan talk about Spotify stuff.
No.
And I was like,
Always.
well, I know what he's going to say. So
Yeah.
what's John D got going on? And then I went down this rabbit hole, and now here we are.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking cool.
Plus, I ordered the Time Traveler's Guide to Elizabethan England.
Yeah.
And I started reading that, and the dude talked about like Shakespeare and like where his parents were, and so that's how I knew the glove maker thing.
Yeah.
And then like the next day I watched a thing, and I'm like, oh my God. So it's all gloriously connected.
Damn. Yeah, that is fucking cool. That'd be interesting. You should send me that video.
Oh, I will.
Yes, let me go down this rabbit hole.
Is it a video or you were reading it?
Well, I started reading crap, and they mentioned Shakespeare, but then the video, like the dude has a channel. I forget his name, but yeah.
Okay.
Not Shakespeare is his name.
That's I guess you have to pair those things that like, so you watch, there's a lot of things that I watch and I'm like, I'm making sure that it's not biased and it's not incorrect, you know, because some videos they tweak some things just to make them more appealing as a story or whatever, and it's like when they make a movie about a true story or based on a true story.
Yeah.
And that's what I always worry about, like, because when I say things, I'm like, oh, well, I watched this thing the other day, and then say somebody else says that shit about like Trump or something, right? And then I'm like, come on, bro, that's fucking retarded. Well, you know, he's watching, or they are watching something from the internet, and me as well. So I got to make sure that my shit is correct as well. So you have to go out and find a book.
Dude lays it out in autistic detail.
Yeah.
Like, I have no doubt in my mind that he's right.
That's why I figured I'd start with the video. It's easier for me to take in, and then it gives me a point to jump off and can start reading from there. Because that's a badass.
One of them I watched, he was like, if you're feeling tired and you're not gonna, maybe turn it off. Come back tomorrow. It's like, yeah, dude, be ready.
Fuck yes.
That's I think a lot of people start things. I know I do it. I'm like, I want to do this or learn about this or play something on the piano. And without having a frame of reference, I'll just like start. And it's kind of rough to start with something that you have no clue about or no basis to grab a hold of from the beginning. And then when you go to start, you get discouraged and you fall off. So it's a lot better to have something that you like, this is where I'm starting. I know this about it, stuff like that. So you could provide that shit on your channel or, you know, something like that for more people to check those things out.
Yeah.
Mention them within your videos.
Yeah. If I start like trying to research something and like the first thing I read, I don't even understand, I'm not going past it.
That's when I get excited, because like I'll be reading crap like in bed.
Yeah.
And Casper looks over and like I'm Googling shit, because like I'll read a sentence and I'm like, I don't understand that.
Yeah.
So then I dig, and then it takes me like 30 minutes to get through a page, but
that's worth it though.
Yeah.
I'm better for it.
Well, you're better for it, and you retain the information better for it because you took the time to understand one page. It's like people that
you would think.
That's my problem. I don't retain it, so I'll be like, I don't know what this is. If I go to read what it is, I'm like, I still don't know what this is. I don't.
Well, I think like people who take one page, like Bible pages, and they read that one, they interpret it, they find arguments against the things that are in that page. I mean, they truly study page by page, word by word. I think you have to do that on certain topics. You have to, because like how else are you going to understand it?
Even if you never understand all of it, you're 2% better than you were.
Yeah, on any aspect. I think that, you know, especially if you're learning things that are go across multiple realms.
Yeah,
you know
like
what I mean?
ideas and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the more you
Combining
pick up
shit.
on, because I try to, will you turn my shit down?
Oh yeah,
Got
I
loud
could do
again.
that. What about that?
There, that's good. Thanks. Maybe a little more. All
Lower
right.
down.
Anyway, no, up a little.
Okay, here
Thanks.
we
All right.
Lower
Good
down?
deal. Thanks, guy. Yeah. All right.
Perfect.
So, I get my head whenever I think about like learning historical crap and all this other shit. Like, I need a map, and I need like a timetable, and I need it to have many levels.
Yeah.
So it's like I can just kind of plug and play, so to speak. It's like, all right, this fits in within this, and then and it's just a constant narrowing down and getting shit. It's rough, but it's cool.
It's like building your own like history
Brainstorm chart.
timeline so you can see it. Yeah, brainstorm chart. That's a great
You know,
description.
that's what we need to get you like an iPad, and they have an app where you can like storyboard in a sense, and you like create it, and it's on an iPad, but it looks vast within it, and then you can zoom in on certain things, zoom out on certain things. But you could put a map up, you could put the information into it. It'd be a lot of work, which sucks, but
yeah.
I've got time.
Yeah. He enjoys it. So
Yeah, I've got a desk.
oh
I've got
yeah,
a
there you
chair.
go. Yeah, dude.
I'm in. Like, I guess last week maybe, I was reading crap, and I have like a big fat atlas
Oh
like
yeah.
laying on the floor. I want to get a podium for it. That way I don't have to pull it out anymore.
yeah.
It was a pain in the ass to pull out because I had other books stacked on it. And like the thing, it's like, I mean, it's giant.
Yeah.
And yeah, but it was fun to pull it out.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, now I can see this shit, and this used to be that.
Especially being that big too. It's fucking
Yeah,
wild.
it's cool. Big books are cool.
Fuck
It's
yeah.
but I feel like with a regular laptop it would be monotonous and boring, but at least with an iPad, you could like do your hands, zoom it, fucking your hands
Yeah,
on.
I feel like I was in a war room.
Yeah, like figuring it out. Like this is what we're doing. I think, but a lot of people fucking don't search for information or don't go beyond certain things because it gets fucking tough for your brain to comprehend. That's one
Try
struggle.
not being stupid.
But that's one struggle that like a lot of people don't realize because you can't see it. So if you're physically unhealthy, if you're ill as far as like your health, but you don't know if your brain is weak. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, you're you're stupid,
Yeah,
but
definitely stupid people tend to think they're smarter than they are.
Yeah.
right. So that's
I worry
something
I
else.
have that sometimes.
No, you don't.
I think I'm smart, so I'm clearly.
There's definitely some things that you're overly confident about that you shouldn't be, but but for the most part,
That's
you're
fair,
you're
yeah.
definitely not dumb.
All right, good deal.
I think something I have an issue with is like repeating the. So I'll get it all in and I fucking understand it. I'm like, this is what it means to me, and then actually saying it or voicing it or putting it into words or something like that, or what I'm saying, like regurgitating the information always gets jumbled and that sounds stupid. That's probably because I grew up like my vocabulary is very limited and like white trash. Like trailer park
Right.
style, so it kind of comes out sounding illiterate, but
It comes
it
out
did my
sounding
work.
like you understand it. I don't think it sounds bad. I think a lot of times just saying things out loud versus having read it is
It's just
totally
different.
different. Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta work
Man,
your way into.
Casper had me read the introduction to the time traveler thing,
Yeah.
and I hadn't read out loud like that long
Oh yeah.
since like elementary school.
God.
I think it kind of
yeah.
fucked with me.
Yeah, dude.
So I was like, man, I read out loud differently than I do in my head.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's hard to read out loud.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, if you don't do it all the time, it's
Yeah.
odd.
'Cause
It's
then
a different skill.
Like as I was doing it, like I was thinking, okay, well, I need to probably process what this means before I even say it. Otherwise, I'm not going to be saying it right.
Right.
And she's not going to know what the fuck I'm saying because I'm just saying words.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's mumbling them back out.
Uh-huh.
That's I always have a problem with that it doesn't fucking lost my train of thought.
Oh.
But anyways,
That happens when you're reading.
when I'm reading out loud to Sarah something, because I'm always trying to do good because I know that like she went to college and shit or something. So I'm like, I'm not fucking
I
dumb.
went to Grant Line High. It's
I'm
hardly a
still
real
an
college.
idiot. Yeah.
And that's what I try to like be really good at reading out loud. And sometimes I do it just to do it, but yeah, I always feel like I'm holding her brain up Like her brain's like, let's get the train moving there.
No,
Dummy.
Definitely not the case.
Get it
traction,
going.
you dumb bitch.
Because I don't like the punctuations. I don't know how to read it as if the person who wrote it, how they're saying it. So it kind of runs on when I'm speaking it. So I'm always like, I don't know how to like interpret a period or interpret a exclamation. I can yell, but it might not be the explanation they were talking about.
Yes.
Well, for me
awesome.
personally, I find it's easier. Like once I'm reading out loud, if I'm not in a hurry to get it done, it's so much easier.
Yeah.
Because instead of like, oh, look how fast I can say these words, it's like, that's not helping anybody.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to retain shit that you're running through.
Right. Yeah.
Like in school when they were like, get up and everybody's going to read a certain part of it. And then you're like trying to be better than that last person and trying to set the bar for the next person.
Yeah.
That's I think that's what fucks us all up though, is how we learn to do it is fucked up.
Oh, definitely. That was one of my least favorite things in school. I hated when I got called on in class. Even if I knew everything they were talking about, fucking hated it. I don't want to read out loud. I just don't want to do it. I don't want you to look at me. I mean, I can't help it. I turn bright fucking red. I start sweating. I can't do it. I can do it, but I don't fucking want to.
And like, it's not even a matter of competence because, you know, like I was in the advanced reading groups and the teachers were like, oh yeah, you're reading ahead before you even said. I was like, yeah, still hated it.
Yeah, no shit.
It's like, why am I doing this? Can't they read it to themselves?
They definitely could.
But I feel like it's also good to have. You know?
It
looking
helps.
back on it.
Yeah.
Because you get past the horribleness of it. It's like, all right, well, I've done that. Now it's not so bad.
All through college, it was terrible. That I had a couple classes that would make us talk out loud too, still, and it was still.
There was quite a few times in like high school, and then in middle school I can remember, and then like in college. And I did these things on purpose, like whether it was like playing music in front of like the whole class, even when the assignment didn't fucking ask for it. Like I'm like, I can make this paper a song, and the teacher will love it. They never loved it, by the way. But
of course they didn't. They didn't understand it.
They're like, what? We didn't ask you for this. So that's what I always felt like. And it's like you with like getting on stage and playing music or trying comedy or doing whatever. That feeling of the unknown and the nervousness and all that. I actually, if I'm not, fucking high on drugs, I actually really like that feeling because it's almost as if it's a drug because it gives you that feeling of like the unknown. Yeah, man. And you get all like you get flushed.
I'm alive on the inside.
Yeah.
Will you open this for me? I only have one hand and I can't do it.
Is this a prank? Did you glue the top?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to hold the cat on and I have one hand.
One hand.
I have two, but one is occupied.
One hand.
Occupado.
Thank you.
But I think that that was beneficial. Getting beat up a lot was beneficial, and getting bullied was beneficial because like trying to like get over that as I was getting, you know what I mean? And I wasn't scared to. Okay, put it this way, right? That's why like today there's not a lot that like truly scares me because once you like go to prison and you're humiliated that way, or once you run from the cops a few times, and then once you're taken by a group of people because you robbed some, whatever, right? There's not much in this world that can get you back to that level. So when somebody's like, oh, like when I did comedy for just a little bit and stuff like that, it wasn't as like, oh, nervous, like I can't do this, because once you face something like terrible, it's really easy to do the lesser. Yeah. Like you with the head injury, like you face something where you don't remember like 3 or 4 days of your life, just totally black. So
it's more than that.
Oh, really? Yeah. There's like a week?
Oh, dude. A lot of youth.
Oh, yeah. You're saying like the mental repercussions as far as in your youth. You don't remember a whole lot.
Right. Like there's some stuff that stands out, but yeah, like from the time it happened until like, I don't know, a long time after.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Damn, dude.
Yeah. But it's fine.
But you face something.
Forget everything eventually anyway.
Right.
Eventually it's gonna go down. That's I just feel like if you face something like detrimental emotionally to your health, all that stuff that really gets you to reevaluate your situation, I think it's easier to take on stuff that people normally would be in fear of. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
I don't know if that makes sense.
No, the more stuff that you experience, the easier it is to experience other things, I guess.
Yeah, because you have more experience.
Yeah.
And you're just better equipped to handle things.
I don't fear customers. I don't fear like going to a different part of the world and just being around different people because of that. Like, you know, when you shit next to a dude, 4 dudes, and you're all like talking eye to eye and shit like that, you get kind of comfortable with like human experiences.
Yeah, you can step outside of your comfort zone because yours is wider.
Yeah.
I think I would still, you know, I think I'd still be comfortable. I think I've been out for long enough to be like, I don't know if I'd be super comfortable, but like, you know, I'm not like a dude at Kroger the other day decided that he wanted to talk to me about how close the shitter was to the toilet thing while we were taking a shit. He's an older dude. Old dudes love doing that. I don't know what it is.
I don't know what that is, but old people love talking in the bathroom. They don't care. Yeah.
He's like,
because that's the only time that you can't run away from.
Oh yeah, you can't ignore them.
Yes, they have their genitals out.
I hope that's actually their thought process.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm old, that's what I'm going to do. Young man, I couldn't help but notice you have your genitals out. Let me tell you a little bit about Korea.
Oh, shit.
Damn it, June. No, that's one of those things. Like I would have sat there and talked. Are like the people that fucking cry, you know, at the job stuff that I've talked about before. Like those don't truly bug me because like human experiences are odd to me. Like it's so odd. The dude that come up on the little fucking hoverboard thing and was like, and I wanted to laugh in his face just because it was like the human experience we were having was so fucking weird.
Yeah.
I'm like, weird, but you know, for a billion years before, billion years after, I mean, billions of years before and after, we don't exist.
Yeah.
Like we're here for this very short amount of time where you're riding up on a hoverboard
And this is happening.
and talking to me about like termites and bug spray and you're not even going to do the job. You're just here to sell it on a hoverboard because somebody deemed that your looks are pretty enough to put on a hoverboard to sell shit to people that are home during the day.
Who would look best on a hoverboard?
Yeah.
Fucking fella.
Look at this guy. He's got the posture.
Yeah.
His hair does good in the wind.
Yes. Bring in the boys.
But that's weird shit to me, dude. Like that kind of human experience is like, how did we get here to this human experience that I'm having right now?
Whenever you said bring in the boys, it made me think. Like I stopped to get some energy drinks here, like I do, and there's this older lady in the front of the line buying cigarettes, and the lady had to go like grab a couple cartons out of the back, and she had that. Hey, you're killing me. Like she actually said that, and I loved it.
The lady
Like, yes,
working or waiting?
No, the lady waiting.
Oh, that's
was,
awesome.
Yeah,
she just wanted 2 packs of cigarettes. I think they were Pall Malls.
Oh, they were if she was talking like that, for
Oh,
sure.
God.
You're killing me.
That is awesome.
I stand by this statement. We could do without her.
There's
I can't wait till
Probably.
Adam Carolla's president.
Yeah, no shit. There's
be a
a lot of
beautiful
people
world.
we could do with that. I think a lot of people that, you know, I know personally, I look at them like, yeah, we could do it. And I even look at myself objectively. I look in the mirror. I'm like, you know, on days that I'm doing nothing or weeks or whatever that don't really accomplish much, I'm like, yeah, they could take you out right now, bro. Like, it's okay.
No. I
But
think
you can't exclude yourself. So,
yeah, but I don't think that your whole human experience has to be spent like doing something every single day. Like it's okay to chill out.
But with like
if you're not contributing every day, you're
Everyone would be taken
remove
out.
them.
Yeah.
Except maybe like scientists. But
And
I
Elon
imagine they
Musk.
don't work on the weekends, so
that's,
kill them.
You know, I think about what we do, like the free shit we do to customers who can't like pay.
We do
and
to
shit.
them.
And the stuff we do like in the community and shit. I think those like outweigh the things that we don't do.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or the laziness that we have at certain times.
Yeah.
I would hope. Maybe there's like tenfold type shit, like I'm paying it forward, so later I can be a piece of shit.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think it seems reasonable to look at people like you do. Like the whole of humanity could be represented as like the way that you carry yourself throughout your life. Like some days are better than others. Some days you're productive. Some days you're just eating
Chips
fistful
in
of
the
Cheetos
Yeah.
every day. Like So there are those people that are quote unquote worthless, but there's still something that we could get from them.
Right.
Ah, yeah.
Which is kind of annoying, but at the same time, it's like, does it really matter? It's like the novelty of like the experiences of human shit to where it's like, oh, I have to get outside of my bubble and all. It's like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But I know that there's something to be gained from it.
It's
So it's like I don't want to look at all the worthless people in the world that are too stupid to like balance their own checkbook, but there's probably something to be gained from it.
Yeah,
So,
unfortunately, for the
yeah.
worst of them, there's probably something to gain from it.
Yeah,
That sucks.
yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But we're all just different at different levels, and it's like the elites of the world. Back in the day, they had access to like windows, and it was a big thing. Like if your house had more than like 3 windows, it was like you're the shit.
Oh, I got you.
And
Yeah.
now everybody has windows.
Yeah.
So it's like we need the people at the top to pull everybody else up, and the people at the bottom, they're obviously going to be looked at as subhuman shit
Right.
because they're not innovating or contributing anything.
But maybe they are in the ecosystem of being human and interacting with humans.
Yeah,
That
Because
ecosystem.
without the worthless masses, who's going to
Right.
consume all this
Oh yeah.
shit,
dude.
and put money in the pockets
Like
of
the
the
insects
elite?
that the lizard eats, the lizard that the whatever eats, the
Yeah,
tiger
dude.
that the fucking human eats. Like, yeah, I guess.
Without the dung beetles, we're not going to have leopards,
Right.
right?
Right. Not everybody can be a leopard, bro. No, so
Are
that's
dung
good.
beetles and leopards actually connected in some
They
way?
have to be.
They have to
If we're
be.
connected to Kevin Bacon,
Yeah.
the dung beetles and the
That's for
leopards,
sure.
it's
Oh,
yeah.
touche.
Everything's connected, bro.
Yeah.
2 degree of separation with everything on the
I
planet.
never thought about it. Does that degree of separation, does it apply to animals and plants, or is that just a human thing? Is that
It would
strictly?
have to. I mean, there might be a few more steps in between.
Maybe it's like
but
9
Yeah.
instead of 7.
Even if there's 9,
Yeah.
it's still pretty impressive.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. I never thought about it in application to something else.
Me neither.
Yeah. Look at you.
And that's why the show is brilliant.
Yeah. We're
Because otherwise,
so
I
good.
wouldn't be thinking about this kind of crap.
Leopards and dung beetles.
Leopards and dung beetles.
Excellent. We should
Beyond
make
that,
that
I
shirt.
don't know. we have to make shirts.
I know.
Because there's this dude, Drew Gooden, I think
Mm.
is his name. He was like a Vine user,
Yeah.
content creator guy. And now he has a YouTube channel. He's awesome. But, he has shirts and magnets and
Yeah.
shit. And it's like, oh, that's a way to make money.
Yeah, we have talked about getting one like a Cricut machine because we have shirts and fucking hoodies
Yeah, we
and
could
shit
do
for
that
the
shit
company,
ourselves,
and we
bro.
could just do it ourselves.
Yeah.
I just when I go to look at Cricut machines because I love the idea, you can make all kinds of shit with it, but
Yeah.
it's overwhelming to me. They all seem exactly the same to me, but they're all different.
Yeah. The
And I don't-
intricacies.
Yeah. So I don't know. I
Make
can't.
Adam choose. Torture him
I
with
was-
it.
yeah, I was gonna say, do what I do with like Apple products or like the camera stuff. Just buy the most expensive, like you suck it up, buy the most expensive thing, and then you'll be good.
I swear I've thought about
Yes.
doing
But don't
that.
do that. Just
But,
get the thing
but the
that works
most
better.
expensive one seems exactly the same as the cheapest one.
Oh,
so
shit.
is there a fucking
That's a
difference?
tough
Because
one.
if there's not, I'm not doing
just
it.
in like a name difference.
Well,
or,
Right.
I would look at it from like the perspective of like clothes shopping.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're gonna go to Banana Republic or whatever, and you go to Walmart, it's like, ooh, it looks the same on the rack.
Right,
Walmart's not gonna last you for more than a year or two.
right.
Whereas I still have
Okay.
shirts from Banana Republic.
Yeah.
where it's like, hey, I just bought this.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the durability, but also reviews.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or just ask the guy that did your all's other shit.
See what they've got.
Hey, what do you have?
Yeah.
What's better than that?
Okay.
And then get that one.
I guess, yeah, because it all comes down to like the size of what you can create. And,
Yeah.
for work, it's like the little thing on the shoulder or whatever is basically it. But like, could I make this with one?
Yeah.
Because that'd be dope.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. And then we could make shirts. We could have
Yeah,
shirt making
and-
Saturday.
And then you could just make shirts for other people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
I
and
like this
And then you
idea.
got a shirt business going.
I was
Fuck
saying,
yeah.
and out of nowhere, you got a shirt business like Sarah's Creations type shit.
Yeah.
But then, you can get. I
Shirt-
saw
Sarah's
something the other
shirt
day
shit.
I thought would be dope to do, and you could print your own things or put your own labels on them. Is like making candles. It's so simple, but making candles with your own essential oils, shit like that, or make artisan soaps and shit. That's all so easy. It's like, well, man, and it'd be cool because you can be artistically creative through that, even though if it's minute, you know what I mean? But it's pretty dope.
That's what Morgan's mom always made candles, and it smells great in that house.
Yeah,
If for no other reason, do it because that shit smells good.
Yeah. It's like if you're creating, it doesn't matter. As long as you're creating, that's good.
I do like the idea of making shirts, and I don't know about hats. It's a different, unless it was just, like slapped on. Like embroidery is a totally different machine. But
it'd be dope to have an embroidery machine.
It'd be very cool.
That was terrible. I felt terrible for saying it that way. Embroidery. It's just like world. I hate world.
Yeah, I hate world too.
And why the fuck would you put world and war together to make it even harder to say?
The all collective war.
Like WW2.
Yes.
I'll just do that.
W is a stupid letter.
W.
Yeah. That was great. Do it again. You all did it at the same time.
W.
Oh. After.
W. Just say it. It will eventually overlap. W.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah, it was so
Damn, we
good.
know the first one. Why not even count? We're just that fucking
people
good.
say W.
Is it W as in the fact of like a U and a U go together and it makes a W?
Yeah, but it's
like
actually
double
a
U.
V, right?
You
Double
will-
V, double V.
Double V.
Well, it happens back in the day.
Oh.
Yeah.
The V's were U's. They made the U sound.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
So it's a double
Look
U.
at you making things make sense in life.
Man.
Yeah.
It's like learning makes things better.
Yeah, you were talking about that, though. I think a lot of people overlook that fact. Like, so when you read more, you're intellectually smarter. You can, if you're out in the world, you can retain things better. You can see it from a different perspective because you're reading and you're learning. You're expanding intellectually. I think people miss the point of learning. I think they try to put an end goal on everything. And I do it. I'm not saying like everybody. I'm saying me too.
Yeah.
I put an end goal. Yeah. But I mean, I think those are things that we create that is hard to break. Something else that I've noticed that, yes, I'm not a drug addict. Well, I'm a drug addict, but I'm not a using drug addict.
Right.
But I've noticed, like the gum, energy drinks, and these chips that are gluten-free that I can eat, right? All three things I've noticed that I take in excess to a point where like I'll go through a big bag, not the little ones,
Big bag
of chips. And then like fucking like 2 hours later, I'll be like munching on some more, right?
Yeah.
Energy drinks, I drink way too many of them.
Right.
This gum, like it's not as prevalent when I'm on here because I'm not doing it, but I'll fucking chew one till the flavor goes, pop one in. I'll just keep going.
These
right?
motherfuckers, that thing is like $5.
And I go through a lot of them.
What thing?
Oh, this little
What?
thing of gum. It's
Oh,
40
okay.
pieces. But I've noticed, that's why I was telling Sarah, like I know that I'm susceptible to crossing that line later if the opportunity ever presented itself because although I got rid of the drug portion of it, I did not get rid of the behavioral part of it, the mental taking things impulsively in excess.
Yeah.
But you don't view those things as like an issue or whatever. But I told Sarah, I said, I have a problem with like that, like impulsivity. Like I have a problem with it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So
You can visually see it.
And like, the example of like wanting to buy stuff whenever you see something. I mean, you're really good about like, I'm not
I've
just
gotten a lot
gonna
better,
buy
yeah.
that shit. But he used to be like, I want this, I'm gonna buy it. Okay.
Yeah.
And if you don't use it, that's silly. Which everything he buys now, he fucking uses.
But
yeah.
it comes
Yeah.
from a
Which is
place of
good.
stopping.
Right.
Yeah. I was
It's
thinking that
being
seems
aware
like
of
it's the product of like fine tuning.
Yeah.
Because like you like the idea of buying things, but then you had bought enough things you weren't using, and you're like, well, that's just kind of a waste. I could have used that money for something cool. And eventually, you got a bunch of cool shit that you can use.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Definitely.
But those are hard bridges across, and it's hard to be honest with yourself. And that's what I tell talking to her. We talk a fucking lot, dude. And I'm like, I know that luckily I work by myself, and prior to that I worked by myself at a bigger company. if the opportunity ever presented itself. I don't technically know what I would do because I am a person of impulsivity and excess. Like, I fucking love it. And if, the same like Damon said it when he was here. He's like somebody who...
He's a Damon!
Somebody who puts up 5 cameras and the mics and this and that. Oh, you're not taking it serious. But he was saying something that like you go above and beyond. Yeah. Lance has said it when we were doing that video. And I take things serious. But that right there is also, as much as that's a good thing, I should focus on that. But it's still an impulsivity that I have that I'm like, everybody has to be on this level, you know, and I expect them to do it. But then I realized, like, no, that's the personality of somebody who is impulsive and does things in excess.
Yeah, but I like impulsive people.
I know. I just have to, like, not get in a situation.
You just have to control it. Like, I like chaos, but I don't like full-blown, all-the-time chaos.
Right.
Yeah, I got you. So, like, controlled chaos in a way.
Yeah.
Maybe not even controlled, but, like... I don't know, scheduled.
Yeah, moderated.
Yeah, because I like destruction, but don't come to my house and bust up my fucking TV.
Right.
Yeah.
You know? There's a time and a place for it.
You've done good about, like, focusing it on stuff, like filming and photography and this and, you know, editing stuff. Like, that's good. That's focusing that energy onto something that's positive.
Yeah. Plus all your habits that you have of the impulsivity, they'll eventually... guide into a good area.
Yeah.
I mean, provided, you know, you don't go the opposite way.
I know. I think growing up, and it was a weird situation when I hurt myself. The doctor gave me the story of a lot of them. Majority of addicts is where it starts, especially like opiate addicts for sure. But that's what I always thought. Like, if that never happened, because I was so against them, you know, before, like, I wouldn't have seeked them out by myself. But after the doctor gave it to me, I was like 16. Like, I wasn't even developed. I might have been like at the end of 15, not even developed yet, bro. And they were, I mean, just writing them left to right because of my back issues. And I told Sarah that, like, it bugs me to think about that, to look back and be like, I am impulsive and stuff. And back in the day, dude, I used to like take on projects, make music, like anything to fill that void of that wanting, you know.
Right.
And the day that I felt different on pain medicine is the day that I made the decision, like, oh, this is so much better. And then, you know, I got away from it for a while, especially when I didn't know that was a part of me.
Yeah.
I stopped taking the medicine for the health issue and stuff. But then, you know, as I got older and life got harder, I was like, dude, I know something that can take that away. And then you fucking like take it, and then it, you know, all downhill.
Yeah.
But I would love to have seen, like, I want to see like the alternate universe that other guy lives in, just to see if I would have seeked it out eventually. You know, because that's always a question. It makes you wonder, you know, what were the odds of me seeking it out otherwise, of not having it? It's weird.
Not good.
Yeah, probably not, because I didn't surround myself with people like that.
Right.
Yeah. But I could have eventually, I worked with, you know, I worked in the trade that time. I worked in restaurants, so eventually I'm sure I would have come across it.
Seems reasonable.
Yeah.
'Cause, you know, I mean, like, I used to not even take Tylenol, like, for headaches, because I thought, well, I don't want to have it to where, oh man, headaches aren't fixed by it, so I would avoid everything. But I think drugs are great.
Yeah.
So, you know, something that's going to come up.
You're welcome.
Eventually it would.
I feel like there can't be too many people in the world who don't have, like, the possibility of that path.
Right.
Because, I mean, you can't shelter people from shit. At least
not. They want to do it more.
Not if you want them to be a fully functioning human.
Right. No, I agree with that. Definitely, everyone has the possibility of it. Now, having a family history of addiction increases the likelihood.
Both parents being.
Yeah,
that's what I think I was doomed from the beginning, and it always fucking like bugs me. I'm like wondering, because I don't think they would tell me the truth, but it makes you wonder if they were using during the pregnancy, and or if like or even during like the conception of, I think plays a role. Like a little drunk, high sperm. That was me, like getting into the womb, like party time, right?
Whenever you had your prescription, were you like, did your parents give it to you, or did you just kind of take it as you saw fit?
Yeah, initially they would. I actually had my appendix out when I was like 11. I broke my wrist when I was like 8 or 9, and they gave them to me then, and I felt loopy, right? But whatever. The time that I had my appendix taken out, they would give them to me, and they were like muscle relaxer stuff. And I loved fucking being out of it and just in the bed like, But afterwards, I was like, fucking never, it makes me lazy, whatever.
Yeah.
But I will say to the original question, which is, sorry, I went off on a tangent.
I'm not your boss. I don't care.
The original question.
Oh, yeah, no, I was asking you to ask it again just to reiterate.
You already forgot it?
No, I just for anybody else.
That's fine. Were your parents giving you the medication? Was it regulated, or were you just eating it as you wanted to?
All right. So when it got really bad with the appendix, and then I hurt my back, they were just giving it to. They just handed it to me, and there was a certain point when I was like 20 or something that it popped up again. And man, they would write big ones, and I would just take them to the strip club and just like knock them back in front of everybody.
That's different though. It's at a strip club.
Nothing
acceptable.
That's when drugs are meant to be
to
abused the max.
Nothing's off limits.
But I mean, the idea of blaming your parents for everything is like not an attractive thing.
No.
But in that instance, when you're a child on addictive substances prescribed, they're fucking retarded.
Yeah.
For not here. You get
regulating
this.
that.
Yeah.
And making sure that you were in legitimate pain. And I felt like I could talk them into a lot. There was a time where I talked, I knew and I admitted that, I have a problem, right?
Yeah.
But then I talked my mother into going to the doctor with me, and like I was like, I pretty much pretended. Whether she believed that I was or wasn't, whatever, she knew I had a problem, and then I got to talk the doctor into a whole nother prescription.
It's like talking your parents into like an extra sick day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I do feel really bad.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know if I could pay attention.
Right.
Oh yeah, it really hurts. I don't know if I can. It's like a horrible kid raised by idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
mostly raised by idiots.
And that's, I told Sarah that, like, I've always been that guy. I was like, it was just like the party stopped and I didn't want to stop, right? But then, once
after party.
Yeah.
There's
after party.
Yeah.
After the after party. But that's, I always, say it. Maybe I always say that because I cover up certain things, and I still do. There's still certain things I cover up with Sarah that, happen that I don't like to, to do, whatever. And it's like, well, maybe that was that. They talk about like trauma in your brain, like locks things up and shit to like protect you. And it always makes me wonder, like, is that something I just say because I'm too afraid to face the other?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So mainly I would like to see what that other person went on to do in the alternate universe.
Maybe they're dead.
Yeah, they could have.
Yeah.
They definitely, probably. One of them is in the infinite. One of them definitely does.
Yeah, at least. Yeah.
Raped to death in a Walmart.
That's right. I kind of like that one. I'd like to be a part of
And
that.
not even
one.
in the bathroom, like just like by the
Oh
fish.
shit! Out in the open like that.
I was thinking by the fucking bread and stuff. They got all those
Bread rape.
cakes. Got raped to death by the cakes.
Dude's eating like a ding dong while giving me the ding dong.
This cake's got me wanting to commit.
Speaking of rape, I heard something the other day. I don't know. Maybe you could look it up real quick. That somebody already got raped in the metaverse. Did you hear about that? No. Somebody told me that. I'm not gonna say who told me that. I'm not gonna put them out there like that. But they said it, and I was like, I don't know if this is true. I can see it being a possibility. But who wrote rape into the program? You know what I mean?
Who wouldn't?
Yeah, virtual gang rape.
Yeah.
Virtual.
It's like not putting rape into the program says that you're better than God. So get off your high horse, programmers.
How do you get raped in the metaverse?
I don't know.
Same way you get teabagged in Halo.
Oh, yeah.
You fuck up,
So hold on, my question is like,
It would show it?
Are they actually? Yeah, are they pulling down their metaverse pants and sticking their metaverse dick in somebody's metaverse asshole?
Right.
Or are they teabagging and people are like,
does the metaverse even actually exist yet?
I think it's some sort of like a game at this point, but not to the level it needs to be.
Right, because I mean, I just think of it in terms of like PlayStation Home. Whenever they had that, like on the PlayStation 3, I think it was.
Yeah, but it failed.
And yeah,
okay.
I don't know why it failed, but
I don't think the world was ready for it, right? But no. I'm saying because I think it's interesting because I didn't know the name of it, but I know that something of the sort came out on PS3.
Yeah.
And that's what you're talking about, right?
It's cool. Yeah, just ran around. I had my cool house with my shit, and people would be dancing in fountains and stuff.
Yeah. That's exactly what they were talking about. They said too though that like it was very fun at first, but once you did all that stuff, you ran around, there wasn't a lot of expansion.
Right. There's only so much you can do, and they would occasionally have like events or something going on. But even that, it was like, there's nothing really happening. And I stopped messing with it.
Think about it now though, and especially if you get like virtual reality and you hear it and see it and almost feel it. Like, I mean, we're getting to a point where that's a possibility, and we would be ready for it at that time because you have a lot of people that mentally, I don't think are well, in the sense that they don't. I don't know. They perceive life differently. Like they don't want to. I don't know.
Which is cool because then they could make all their mistakes in like the meta world.
They wouldn't have to do it here.
And then they're like, oh well, I don't want to do that out in the real world because that was stupid.
Yeah.
So they could just get all their do-overs out of the way, and then they come out into the world and they're like, oh okay, well maybe I won't talk all kinds of shit because that guy took my giraffe chair.
Okay, so you can play it, and you. In that metaverse shit, you could play it at faster rates than what you normally live, right? So you can play out different, what is it called? Scenarios. Yeah. That's what I was going to say, ratios. Different scenarios, right, in a faster rate. And let's say the metaverse is ran by a quantum computer that can, come up with those, back to back, right? And you can actually play those out and see where they would have led. And you're like, oh, of course I don't want to do that.
Right.
But the quantum computer is definitely giving you a good representation of like the free choice type shit.
I think of it in terms of like the Alan Watts stuff, where he's like, if you go to sleep, you can do whatever you want in your dreams.
Yeah.
You get 70 years of dreaming done in a night. After about a month or two of it, you've lived out more lives than you ever would have before.
Yeah.
And so you've already made the stupid choices. You see why they're stupid, and then you act accordingly. So, I mean, it could be a way to fast track evolution, maybe?
Yeah.
Or at least personal decision making and make it better.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it could also just be a way to make everybody fat, lazy, independent. But
if you could,
whatever.
and there's even, like, inventor programs now that can do it to a certain degree. But if you could, when quantum computers become readily available and easier to use, you can actually like build certain product. You remember, I don't know if you ever watched a thing that it was Tesla talking on his deathbed, Nikola Tesla, like the real guy, on his deathbed. And he was like, well, I can see like anything that I want to build or do. He was like, I put it together in my mind. I can visually see it in the space where I want it. And he that's how he worked out his problems. He would always see it. People always like theorize that, he was on a higher level of thinking, whatever.
And he clearly was.
Yeah. But it makes you think, like, can we, once that is a possibility, bro, you can come up with biochemicals, you can come up with inventions and shit and play them out in a real world setting and see what they're going to do. Because like I said, I want to go back to the fact that quantum computers out of this world computes more than you'd ever be able to think about in your life. Like far surpasses the best computer on the planet right now.
Yeah. And then by the time they're commonplace, the people that created them and the elites will have had them for 20 or 30 years.
Already.
So why even
so
bother?
Dated.
Yeah.
Like,
yes, have fun with your quantum computer. I'm Jesus now.
Yeah, so I looked it up. The girl's avatar was raped.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I was making sure she wasn't like hanging out with some people and they attacked her.
Like she's got like the goggles on. She's like, help, I'm still connected.
Yeah, like
she felt she was like,
don't you? Now you're not raped.
I know.
What's the fucking problem, bitch?
Stop it.
I guess I shouldn't say that. That's insensitive. Like I'm sure it's
not the same.
Because it's not real. I mean, it's still something happening, I'm sure, mentally, but,
like, if you're
again,
playing Call of Duty and you keep losing, you can just rage quit. So, I mean, if you're getting raped, why can't you just regular quit?
Yeah.
I'm going to rape quit. I'm tired of this. Because, I mean, to not implies that there's some level of something that's preventing you from getting out of that.
Yeah. It doesn't.
And that is ridiculous.
I can't wait to see where these stories go because it's absurd. You can take your shit off and be out of it.
Because, I mean, personally, I would view not taking your shit off as consent.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So you didn't get raped on the internet.
Yeah. No, you allowed 3 dudes to virtually fuck you and you're upset about it.
What if
drilled?
Yeah. And it's not even real. How are you upset about letting 3 dudes? There are
What if
bitches who
you-
let 900 fuck them. What are you talking about?
What if you allowed the one and consented to that, but then like 5 other dudes are like, well, they're doing this out in the open, so I'm going to jump in too.
Take your headset off or you consented to a gangbang.
Yeah.
Maybe the chick's mom found out, though. And then she was like, oh, I got raped. Why didn't you take your headset off? But her mom's probably not that smart.
They glued it to my head.
Her mom's probably like a legitimate
It
Karen.
made me. Yeah, right.
And she's like, this is going to be on the news.
But like these are definitely questions that are going to eventually come up. Like we have separated personalities from online stuff. You know, like if you were playing virtual
Yeah,
reality,
sorta.
you would understand that's not me. And I'm saying you, like you
Yeah.
and you, literally.
Yeah.
Not everyone is that way, I guess. I mean, there are kids who have grown up that way and they're emotionally connected to it. So I'm sure it has some type of mental impact. Now,
I mean, yeah.
if we're getting down to laws and stuff, I don't think you can legally, virtually rape somebody
No.
as of right
Like
now.
virtually?
Because
Right.
my
Yeah.
thought
Oh,
was
you're
like,
not, yeah.
the only reason that I would potentially not get out of the system is if I had just unlocked something like right before
Let me
it
say
happens.
first.
Yeah, let me say, what are you doing? Get off of me.
Quit it. I'm trying to pick up this sword.
For real.
Because, I mean, even then, you could just put your headset on the cat or something.
Let the cat get raped.
Yeah, let the cat deal with it.
Take
And then you
this.
could just talk into the mic. You're like, it's not even me anymore, buddy. That's my cat.
Yeah,
You're raping
dude,
my
seriously. You like bestiality.
How weird, though, that the strangeness of humans raping each other carries over into a virtual world. Well, and I guess, too, you know, they live that out because there are no consequences. To a certain
Right,
degree,
that's
it's all fake.
You know
Like,
that's exactly why they did it, because they want to rape someone in real life and they were scared to do it.
Look,
They're
I've
too
never
weak to
picked
dream
up.
it.
Yeah.
I've never picked up a fucking hooker ever in my life. I've never had sex with a hooker. I paid
Yeah,
a
you
hooker
have.
one time to talk about
Thank you.
YouTube videos, and the guys that were there, like they did it. You know what I mean? Like whatever. This is what happened, right? I've never paid a hooker. I've been in the room with a bunch of guys that paid a hooker, and I thought it was
You
a
know,
joke.
that straight shit.
Yeah, I thought it was a joke, and we sat there and I was watching SpongeBob. I turned SpongeBob when it came in. I was joking. I didn't think anybody else was serious because they were married.
Right.
I also had a female. It was just because it was in the middle of fucking nowhere. And I was like, hey, do you want to make a video? I was talking about like a YouTube video. And she was like, sure, what are we doing? It's a, and then, of course, somebody took her in some room and she like went off and like went room to room, blah, 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 right?
them hoes.
Never have I ever had sex with a hooker. But how many times
You
did
did
you
get a
pick up
free
a
show.
hooker in the game?
Right. Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto,
Yeah.
had sex, and then
I used to
ran
get
that
hookers
bitch
all the
over
time.
and took the money back. How many times you done that?
Every time, but like 3.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what's that?
Every once in a while, I would let her live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you deserve it. Or slap just a couple dollars out of her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did a good job. Give me 20 back.
You get what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
I think I took the long way around that. I should have just said I've never paid a hooker, but in real life. But I've done it a lot in that game because
live
if
out the
there's shit.
fantasy in the game.
Yeah, you didn't need the story.
You know, I thought it, like it would build up to
It
it. Then I
brought
was like,
color to it.
yeah,
We all know Adam a little better now.
Yes.
yeah, dude.
It's awesome.
That's yeah. I think that's what I was getting at when I was doing it. But I was like, I think I've taken the long way around this one.
Right.
But I mean, I'd say there's a section of the population to where if they act that stuff out in the virtual world, then that'll get it out of their system. But then there will be the argument that there are those people that'll do that in the virtual world, and then they'll want to do it in the real world
Yeah,
because
I
it was
think-
awesome. But
I think we disproved that though, right?
No.
There's no disproving it. Everything that can happen will happen.
Ah.
Yeah.
That's what. There's too many people on the planet. Like you
Not
could.
to.
Like, we've discussed using it before to help pedophiles,
Yeah.
and it would
Yeah.
absolutely help some, and it would make others.
Increase
It would,
others.
yeah.
And then even if there was an 80% success rate with helping them, people would focus on the 20% that it didn't help.
For
And
sure.
They say, well, you guys are just growing pedophiles
Yeah.
now.
Yes. You're helping them.
Yeah.
Homegrown pedophiles.
That's right. It's the
Did
only
it-
way to grow one.
I did read
Such
I read an
Yeah.
article this morning that was saying that 76% of the population, use opiates. Only 2.5% of those people are addicts
Right.
to opiates. So they were trying to figure out like where, like, is it trauma? Is it based on like their whatever, their brain, their
yeah.
chemicals in the brain, shit like that. And they still haven't. They still haven't come up with an answer for why exactly the 2.5% do it, whereas the 76% can take things and never like think about them again when
Right.
it comes to opiates.
Well, I think like whenever like Jordan Peterson talks about like the mice or the rats or whatever that had like
yeah.
cocaine in the water, you know, like the ones that got addicted to it were the ones that had the shitty living situation.
Right.
Like, all by
So
themselves and
the
shit.
people that
Comes
are
back to environment.
people that are living a life that they're cool with, they're not getting addicted because it's not
Oh, they don't have
the
to escape.
necessary escape to them. But the people that are taking the drugs is easier than fixing their shitty life.
Right.
Yeah.
I
Sorry, I
don't
went
think-
back to that. I was just like, I was thinking about that when I read it
Oh,
earlier.
no,
I
that's
thought it was
okay.
crazy that 76% of the population takes opiates.
It's a lot.
Lot.
Yeah, it's a hell of a
My
lot.
God, where are you people getting these?
The doctor.
What's a doctor?
But you know that
It's-
carries over to cocaine because they say like you don't have like a physical a physical response as far as when you go to quit and you're detoxing from that. You just like go to sleep and you're tired. You
some mental-
crave and shit.
Mental health stuff.
Yeah, but when it comes to like opiates, you're literally physically addicted. But it speaks volumes saying that 76% do it, 2.5% continue to do it and can't quit because they're addicted.
I don't think they'll ever have an answer. I mean, the answer
No,
will be
right.
environment and biology are major like players,
yeah.
and then everything else everywhere
Give 'em
impacts
jerseys.
everybody. Yeah.
That's the lady was arguing that is studying it right now, and I forgot her name at this point, but she said that she was like a majority of it's like environment and trauma that they locked away as kids and not dealing with things. And then just like, you know, the encounters you have in your environment with other people and how cool they make it look and whatever. So they're not, multifaceted. It's not going to happen. They're not going to
No.
figure it out.
But even if they do, it's just like there are no absolutes,
Yeah.
so it doesn't matter. It's always going to be, it's just a part. Hey, they both walked away now. This is my show only.
No, I was listening. I just had to push that button.
Well, now that they're back, let's
I'm done.
talk about, I don't know.
Oh,
it's
you
just
weren't gonna continue
absolutes.
on that?
No.
Yeah, no.
Nothing. Because there's not going to be one answer for everything. And there's always going to be the population evolving.
Right.
Because when there was a time, it was like, what do we need? Well, we need shelter, we need a club, and we need some lettuce, you know?
Yeah.
And meat. But the club kind of implied that.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Could have implied a woman.
Could have.
Don't you think, though, that
It's the second time I've winked at you
Since-
today.
What are you doing?
I don't
since
know.
society has gotten to a place where we don't really need to survive every single day, well, most of us, the majority of people on the planet, that now we're trying to like wade the waters of comfort, and like we're creating another weak time where we're gonna have to survive again. So like, are we like fucking ourselves by being too comfortable and not having to make those? Yeah. I would say it to you, no struggle at this point.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like when I was listening to the beginnings of hardcore history, when you talk about like empires that as they're built, the dudes that are running shit, like they had to overcome all kinds of shit. But then whenever you hand over the reins of the kingdom to your son,
Right.
that motherfucker was raised just in
Yeah.
all that good shit.
Hell
Can't think of
yes.
the word excess and
No.
luxury, we'll say.
Loyalty.
Yeah. So I mean, if you're raised with that, then you didn't have to overcome anything, and then you squander shit. And you don't know how to deal with hardship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
So, yeah, with the comfort of things, it's like we're just asking to get fucked.
Yeah.
And
That speaks volumes to everybody's saying like, I've always thought that the reason why people are pieces of shit now is because their parents were like, well, I don't want my kids to be to struggle like I did. And then the next one's like, I don't want my kids to struggle like I did. Well, then eventually you get to a point where you babied the fuck out of this kid that grows up and can't deal with real life. And then add a pandemic, 9/11, wars on top of that we've had to live through in our generation. Now you have a group of people that don't know what to fucking do. They're like, they've been babied their whole life, given it. It's been easy, it's been comfortable. Now we're having hardship and we're weak and we're whatever. So, good times create weak men, weak men suffer in that.
Soft men.
Soft ass men.
Interesting to see.
And women who say they can do everything the men can do, but,
For sure.
Carry the weight of society, women.
I do.
I always
day,
try to.
bitch.
All right, well, then get in touch with Sarah because we could use more people like that.
I always put the disclaimer when I say like men. I've always like men is like human. Like I've always like just shorten it. I don't want to say human every time.
We understand the patriarchy, okay?
Yeah. Men and women.
Yeah, I've always thought of it that way.
I say man, I mean men.
Man. Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh.
How many women have walked on the moon? How many women you know that cured polio?
I don't think they were allowed. But what if the woman did the math for the curing polio or the whatever it's called, whatever that is,
vaccine?
Yeah.
There we go.
And what if like the ladies that helped the men get to the moon? They had that movie out about them, and they were black women that could do math really well.
Yeah.
And you're just now hearing about them. It was like 1960 to now. It's kind of crazy. Wow.
That's awesome.
Everybody says
get a little microscope on that.
We were looking at that. And then they were talking about like Einstein's wife helped him a lot, but she's not mentioned in any of the articles or the books or anything like that. It was something that was.
I mean, whenever I conquer Canada, I'd like to think that Casper won't get any credit. Yeah, she's cooked all my meals and she's made my life at home great. And, she's my sounding board. But I conquered Canada. She didn't lift a sword. I'm only doing it with swords because I don't believe in guns.
They don't
either, yeah. I was just say, I don't think Canada deals with those.
Picked a great country to take over then.
Yeah. I think you'd be cool in Canada with a sword.
No, but they trust in swords. That means you're definitely going to have a duel.
Live by the sword, die by the sword.
Yeah.
I will duel their entire population.
I miss that. I wish.
Not at once. I'm not Bruce Lee.
I wish we could have duels to people. Like there was somebody who didn't pay their bill recently, and I'm like, all I can think about was like, I want to duel them. Like
cage fight them.
I'm saying that now because you've come up with the word duel, and that's what I want.
With the word duel.
Oh, did you come up with it?
I did it.
Well, you're not going to be mentioned in the in the history books. Yeah. You're a woman.
That's exactly.
Don't
That was
get
a perfect
hysterical.
example of what we're talking about.
I couldn't hear her.
Chuck the ute.
Cut it out of there.
Get it out.
Oh shit.
I'm hysterical.
But that's what it'd be dope to like challenge them to either like a 10-pace walk off, turn around, shoot them with a revolver, or I'll do a sword, or we can find 2 horses and I will joust you because I want to live the life that A Knight's Tale, like Heath Ledger in A Knight's Tale.
I never understood like jousting and how that works because it seems like, I mean, is there regulation for like the size of the?
I would say
the poker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's just like if you have one that's like 6 inches longer than the other guy, then you obviously win.
Yep. And they even cheated back then, like putting spikes underneath the head, and there's ways to cheat. But yeah, there was regulation on like what counted as a point, what didn't, how you concede. Yeah.
Maybe if you get knocked off your horse, you lost.
I think that's if you get knocked off and you're laying, that's an automatic win. But if you get like hit in the shoulder, it's a certain point. If you get hit in the head, it's a certain. But if you stay on the horse, they have to get like 3 points, I guess, three, whatever. And then, but if you're knocked off, done. So you want to knock them off.
Loser.
Fucking losers.
Can't even sit on a horse.
Put them in the loser shackles.
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I could hold like a jousting like old school when they're made out of like legit wood. I don't know if I could hold one.
Be heavy.
And
wear a whole suit of armor.
Yeah, and then try to like hang onto the horse.
Yeah.
But fuck out of here. They were probably all beefed up and shit though, for sure.
They were so sexy.
I bet they were sexy, yeah. I bet those dudes look nice.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yeah,
but they probably smell like shit.
Well,
so.
and they all had fucking syphilis and teeth and shit.
Well,
I'm not sexy.
Syphilis.
Syphilis.
That's my philosopher name. Syphilis.
That's
Awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Wrap the thing up. We're gonna watch some Grey's Anatomy.
Season
finale day.
Season
and
5.
Eat some food. Ian's gonna eat some of these peppers. Brought to you by Mike, the sponsor of today's
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mix them with rum. Feed them to Bear and Somdi.
It's a bad idea.
No,
You should snort a little bit of the
thing.
juice and then drink the rum.
I'm not snorting the fucking juice.
Why not?
Aw.
I'm not an idiot.
Come on, pussy.
And that's
No, please
no.
don't.
One time, I think it was at Danner's wedding thing.
Yeah.
I don't remember somebody's fucking dinner.
Yeah.
I snorted like a chunk of like a jalapeno.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I snorted salt once. I felt it in my brain.
Yeah, that
my
one-
whole
that was
brain hurt. It was awful.
I've snorted sugar before. That's about it.
Yeah.
Like of substances that don't need to be snorted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things
Right.
that won't fuck you up.
Yeah. No, but that was episode 138. We greatly appreciate it. If you were wondering where the lost episode is, for anybody who does watch this and was wondering,
It's lost.
It's lost.
Look,
it's gone
technically,
forever.
if we didn't tell them, they wouldn't know it was lost.
I know.
Yeah, but now you'll never have it.
But when I die, I would hope that there's like this legend of this lost episode between our 20 viewers, and they're
Right.
like, "We gotta get it," and then there's like this journey they take to find it, and so
That'd be awesome. You should bury it somewhere, create a map, and leave very specific instructions for when you die.
we were at a point at the end where they bring Heath Ledger back to life as
Absolutely.
a clone, and he plays me in the movie.
Yeah.
God.
I'll make sure that happens.
Yeah,
I got you.
How good of an actor do you think we're gonna need?
very good.
Not
Come on,
that
bro.
complex of a guy.
Come on, bro.
He's so complex.
So complex. No, man. If you made it this far, we greatly appreciate it. Everybody who stops by to listen, everybody who watches or listen to the audio, we greatly appreciate that. We hope to grow, and we can only do that for people like you that like, share, comment, and stuff. So we greatly appreciate it. If
Thanks, guys.
you are watching up to this point, take your thumb, whether it's the left or right, and
Jam it in
hit
your
the thing.
ass.
hit the thing. It's just like one little hit, right?
Right. Still trying to win him over. All right, yeah. Just
Yeah.
click.
You
click
stick
like
both
that.
of them up there.
Like, subscribe.
Have you ever heard that saying? I'm not just sitting here with my thumbs up my ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who did that?
I don't know.
My
I'd
mom
love
used to say it
know.
all the time, and I was like, "Who come up with this terrible saying?"
I know. I'd love to know.
Well, I mean, you know how stupid you think the masses are now?
Yeah,
Back then. So like in, I don't know, 400 BC. They just,
Yeah,
you
just
think that's
fucking
how
like,
long that
"Ah."
saying's been around?
Yeah, put my thumbs up my ass because I have nothing better to do.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
Sounds like fun.
Wildly uninteresting podcast.
World War 12.
12.